in that grief process, I decided I was going to go into my family history and find out what, where did he come, where did my mom come from. And actually from my mom's side, I found a rich service in America that went all the way back to like 1629 House of Burgess. And there were two guys that affected the state of Tennessee. One was Captain John Stokes, who was a soldier for George Washington. He was part of the Constitutional Convention of North Carolina, which included the counties of Tennessee and Davidson. And those guys ratified the Constitution for our country. And I'm so proud that there was a Stokes part of that. But then there's somebody else, and he was a congressman from this area, from the 3rd District, Congressman W.B. Stokes. And he worked with Abraham Lincoln and was one of the first Republicans to come to Washington, D.C. And we always have to remember, when right now we are in a battle for the youth of our country. And we come from the party of Abraham Lincoln. Protection of life, liberty, and property. We cannot cede that to a message that is just delivered by people that have found a savvy way to connect with that audience. And one of my goals is to help connect with young people. Yes. The music business, my business, that's the core of our sales, and our live sales come from that. But there's something else I want to tell what Elizabeth was saying. The fact that she's here and that you guys are talking about mentoring. And so I think about the Lincoln Day, I think about mentoring. Love. Those are expressions and acts of love. And this is a party that loves deeply. And I think that's a message that we have to be sending in 2019 and especially in 2020. And so Randy, thank you so much for doing that. To me, there are 5 core principles in the spirit of humanity. And I want to bring that up because, Brian, my last podcast was called Spirit of Humanity. Mm-hmm. And those are dignity, liberty, courage, collaboration, and love. And the best is love. And if you look throughout American history of the greatest things we've ever done, those 5 ideals have been so apparent. And the thing that worries me is that when people start throwing around the word socialism, and that socialism is cool, socialism is at odds with dignity. You cannot take something from somebody who has worked so hard for it and give it to somebody else for no reason without saying to that person, your dignity doesn't matter. Liberty, the ability for us to live freely. I looked at an article, 2012, because we look at what happens in Venezuela right now, right? And all of us as Americans, we say to ourselves, well, why aren't they fighting back? Why are they not fighting back? Well, in 2012, what did Hugo Chavez do? Took their guns. And so when we say things like, we need to protect ourselves, and people go, oh, that's crazy. Why would you need that? Why would you need that in America? We're a safe place. Venezuela, 12 years ago, was a safe place. And my wife is from Ecuador. She has cousins in Venezuela. It is a crime of humanity what is happening there right now. That's liberty being taken away. Courage. To me, courage is part of capitalism. You got to have courage to go out there and try to make your own business. Well, what if you make your own business and you got to give it away? Socialism is at odds with courage. Collaboration. Socialism says the state can take care of it for you. Why would you need to collaborate? Why would David and I need to collaborate on our bowling team, right? Why would we need to do that if the state can just give us our trophies? And lastly, and I think this is so important, love. Number one, you can't come in and tell me who I can or can't love, and also what religion I can or can't worship. You can't come in and tell me you can't pray the way you want to pray to Jesus Christ, or to whoever you may want to worship. These ideals that we stand for are so important to anybody under 30 years old. We have to be able to articulate that in a way where they can understand that. For me, I've always seen music do that in a very special way. You know, Mr. Hatmaker over there. By the way, I'm going to tell y'all one day, David Axelrod is going to look around and he's just going to go, I thought I had the best name in politics. And he's going to go, no, sir, it's Sean Hatmaker. Sean Hatmaker has the best name in politics. But he brought this up the other day. I asked him what was his favorite band. Brooks and Dunn.
Oh, yeah.
Brooks and Dunn. Who likes Brooks and Dunn? Yeah. They have been making great music from the day they started to right now. Why? They've had a free enterprise system to be able to do that. Nobody has ever told them, you're too old. You can't do this anymore. No, they're still on the radio. So my point in all of this is I'm going to get involved in the political system in Tennessee because I want to protect those 5 ideals.